Today's video will give a quick run through on how the Season 4 raids work, as there seems to be a little bit of confusion. The first thing to know is only one of the 3 raids will be fated each week. The fated raid will drop the higher version of the loot and also bring new affixes, which I'll go over in a minute. The fated raid will cycle with each weekly reset, starting from Castle Nafria, followed by Sanctum of Domination, and then Sepulchre of the First Ones. It will then cycle back to Castle Nafria and keep doing this. After a few complete cycles of these raids, all 3 raids will be fated for the end of the season and allow players to complete anything they've missed as well as gear up a bit quicker. When a raid is fated, the enemies inside as well as the loot from these raids will increase, raising the normal difficulty gear up to 278 and 285 for the later bosses, with heroic gear starting at 291 and mythic gear starting at 304. When a particular raid is fated that week, the world bosses associated with the raid will also drop better gear. For Castle Nafria, the world bosses in Ardenweald, Maldraxxus, Bastion, and Revendreth will be fated. When Sanctum of Domination is fated, Morgeth, the world boss in the Maw, will also be fated. And when Sepulchre becomes the fated raid, Antros will also do the same. As I said, there are affixes added to the fated raids, which slightly change the fights. There are 4 affixes to look out for. These are Chaotic Essence. This summons an enemy which casts Chaotic Destruction, a spell that hits all raid members. When this essence is engaged, it will start to make motes that will channel spells at random raid members. These will split into more motes when killed. After 15 seconds of this, the essence will disappear and all raid members will get a buff that increases damage, healing, and absorb by 2% for 25 seconds. This buff stacks, and you gain a stack for every mote you killed within that 15-second window. This means you have to balance how many you can kill with how much damage they do to players. The next affix is called Creation Spark. This will put a debuff on a player doing increased damage every second. When the spark is removed, it will drop nearby. If players are standing where it lands, the players standing near it will get a 15% increased attack speed, casting speed, cooldown recharge rate, and periodic damage tick speed, and even increase their movement speed by 45% for 20 seconds. However, if when the spark hits the ground there isn't a player there, it will explode for heavy damage over the next 20 seconds to the whole raid. Both the buff from the spark and the explosion dot stack, so continuously getting the spark will really turn you into a super saiyan. The next affix is called Reconfiguration Emitter. For this one, an enemy will spawn which will continuously cast. It can't be harmed until it is interrupted by someone, at which point it hits everyone with a blast. The trick here is while it is alive, it gains energy and it grows in power by 50% with each successful cast. But when you defeat it, depending on the power level, players receive a mastery, critical strike, versatility, and avoidance buff. So the longer your team can leave it alive before you need to stop it, the more powerful your team will be afterwards. But if you leave it too long, it will likely wipe the group. The last affix is called Protoform Barrier. This one's a shield that does damage to all players until you manage to remove it. When you do, 2 enemies spawn, one that you need to DPS down and one that needs to be healed. If you don't clear these in time, they will explode and leave a dot on all players. But if you do manage to get this done, the damage you do to these enemies will also hit enemies in the room, including the boss. And all players will gain a buff for 25% increased damage, healing, and absorb for 40 seconds, which is huge. With the start of the new season, near the Great Vault, there will be free broker NPCs. These will sell you gear from the free Shadowlands raid, but there's a catch. To buy their gear, you first have to collect the Puzzling Cartel Dina. This is a token that you are given from a new quest. The first part of the quest will have you kill 30 raid bosses of any difficulty and award 1 Dina. The second part of the quest will ask you to kill a further 20 bosses and award another Dina. The final part of the quest is 10 more for the last Dina. You will only get 3 Puzzling Cartel Dinas in this season per character. This means you can buy any free items from these vendors. Once you have spent the last one, the vendors will disappear. All of these vendor items will be the normal fated raid item level, so between 278 and 285. There is a way to upgrade fated raid items, both from these vendors and from the raids themselves. Each unique kill of a boss on Heroic will award you with 1 Confounding Antique Cipher, and each unique kill on Mythic Fated Raid bosses will award you with 1 Confounding Ancient Cipher. For every 20 of these items you collect, you will be able to upgrade a Fated Raid item to that difficulty. So for example, if I have the Old Warrior Soul Trinket, and I have collected 20 of the Ancient Ciphers, which is the Mythic boss drop, I can upgrade that Old Warrior Soul straight past Heroic and into the Mythic item level. These ciphers are only limited by how many bosses you kill on Heroic and Mythic each week, and will drop without you need to pick up a quest or do anything else. Now that that's been cleared up, a quick look at the achievements and rewards. The big one, if you complete all 3 raids on their fated modes on normal difficulty or higher, you will be awarded the Fates of the Shadowlands Raids achievement and be given the Jigglesworth Senior Mount. Doing the fated raids on Heroic or higher will reward you with the title Hero of Fate, and completing these raids on Mythic difficulty will award the character with 3 teleports, 1 to the entrance of each of the 3 raids. Pretty darn cool. There's a lot of information to digest here, but it looks like the raid affixes will add some possible strategies on whether to hold on for higher power or to stop the affixes faster to allow more breathing room. If you enjoyed this video and it helped with understanding the new raid stuff, please do all that YouTube stuff that everyone's always saying about in the videos, but most importantly, if you could do me a favor, go and have an awesome day.